छोटी छोटी बातों में बातें बड़ी बड़ी सी हैं, बचपन की नादानी है और खुशियों की बत्ती सी है. Mom and Mishka run around and go on lazy walks, silly and yet so profound, 'cause that's just how MishTalks. How? MishTalks. 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 There's just.
Hi everyone, welcome to MishTalks. It's all about big talks, little voices. And today we have with us Mishka, of course. Mishka, say hi.
Hi.
You want to tell everyone who are you?
So I'm Mishka and I have two dogs at home, Karma and Google. Google is 11 and Karma is almost 2. And I'm in 4th grade and I'm 9 and I'm going to 5th grade.
Are
I
you-
like sports.
Are you really going to 5th grade? Are you
In
sure?
3 months, yes.
Are you sure? But what if you don't do well in your exams?
It's not like we're going to fail and be held a grade back. In our school, they don't do that.
What kind of silly school is that?
They don't even show the marks.
It's really silly.
Okay.
In our school, kids used to fail in grade 1 also. In senior KG also.
We didn't have exams in grade 1 or senior KG.
Okay, so today we are talking about animals, something that Mishka does not love.
Mom, I have to know that. Why would you think I don't love animals?
What are your top 5 animals? Because I know the first 2.
Okay,
Okay, you can use those 2.
okay.
The top 5.
So, you guess the first two first.
Dogs and cats.
Yeah. So, first is dogs and cats, then wolves.
Wolves.
Yes, because they're the closest to dogs.
Okay.
And
Nice.
then koalas and then tigers. And then elephants.
You like elephants.
Yes.
What about polar bears?
Yes, I love polar bears too. So, in place of tigers, let the polar bears come.
Yeah. What about lions?
No,
You don't like lions? They're so cute.
they are, but I like
What did
Lion.
we see in the zoo, the last zoo event? Was it a lion or was it a tiger?
We didn't see a tiger or a lion.
What did we see? The animal which had a very weird roar.
Oh yeah, that was a lion.
That was a lion. How was it roaring?
It was yawning or something. I don't remember.
I remember it wasn't scary at all.
It was like somewhat like that.
Okay, so you said you have 2 dogs. Tell me something about your dogs. What are their personalities like?
So Karma is like innocent and all, but she's annoying and stuff. Okay, so when I woke up today, when you were waking me up, I was just about to get up, but then Karma came straight running from the door and started jumping all over my body. And I said, Karma, what are you doing? And then she realized that like she wasn't doing something that was like
Right.
right. So she was like, oh yeah, what am I doing? So then she took a stone from her like toy basket and started playing with it on the bed. She really likes stones.
She likes stones, yeah. That's like a weird habit she has. What about Google?
And Google is just calm, but he's also loud. So he barks a lot and he does not like Karma.
He doesn't? Why is that? Maybe because she
Because-
annoys him.
Yes.
She's young.
Yeah.
But no, did I tell you? So Google we had, so just for everyone's context, we had Google first, right? And Google was 2 years old when you came into our lives, right? So you had always seen a house
With
With-
dogs.
with dogs, yeah. So you didn't know that there could be homes where there are no dogs. And know the first word that you said.
What?
It wasn't mama.
What?
It was Gugu. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. That is the first word you said, Gugu.
So Google stands for Google.
Google stands for Google, yes. Because you used to follow him around and that's the first thing you spoke. And it was so funny because, yeah, coming back to the story, because you had always seen a home with dogs. And fortunately, in the society, the Bangalore society where we were living, all our friends also had dogs, like most of them.
Okay.
Actually, we became friends because of dogs. We got Google, then we became friends. So we used to visit their place and you always saw them. So you were, I think, some year or year and a half, and we went to a place, and then I see you just wobbling, walking around the whole house looking for something. And I was wondering what you were looking for. And I said, "What happened, Mish? What do you want?" And you said, "Gugu, gugu." You were just looking for the gugu of the house. You thought every house has a dog. Were you silly?
Yes.
That was cute, yeah. You always were looking around for dogs and cats and any kind of animal since you were a baby. If so, you like dogs and cats and all
Yeah.
these animals, right? If you had to choose only one animal to live with forever and ever, what would it be?
That's
Other than dogs and cats.
Oh,
Yeah.
wolves.
Wolves.
Yes, because it's the closest to dogs. And in the zoo, we saw like wolves,
Mhm.
and they were acting like dogs, so they didn't bark and stuff. So there was like meat all around to eat, and one wolf was eating the meat. Okay, and there was meat all around. Like I think it was the same. And then one other wolf wanted that same piece of meat, even though all of the others were there. So he gave and snatched it from him.
Yeah. It got reminded of Google and
Yes,
Karma when they want to play
because-
with the same toy.
Yeah. So Google plays with the rope toy, and Karma also wants that same rope toy. Though we have like 1,000 rope toys, and then she pulls it from Google's mouth, and Google gets angry.
Yeah. That's what siblings do. So wolves will be you can have wolves in your house running around and you can live with them. Or do you want to live with wolves in the forest?
No, wolves in our house.
In our house. You're scared of forests, huh?
Yeah, because what if a lion eats the wolves?
Okay, yeah, that will be a problem. Yeah, we can keep them in the home then.
Yeah.
And what if you woke up as a dog tomorrow? What is the first thing you would do?
See, I would do many things, but first I would you know how the dogs sit with their like chins like this?
Like
It seems uncomfortable. I have tried it. It's so hard to do it. So I want to try doing that.
Why have you tried it?
Because it looks uncomfortable doing it like that.
Yeah.
But they look so comfy doing it.
Yeah. And they look very cute also doing that. So that is the first thing you would do.
Yes.
Is there anything else you want to
No.
explore or do around as a dog?
I want to see how they bark. Like, and like how the voice depends if it's a big dog or a small dog.
But does the bark also differ when they are happy or when they are angry?
Yeah.
Yeah. What is the difference?
See-
How can you figure out?
I figured it out because of their tail, not because of the bark.
Because of the bark. Yeah.
Because the bark is always like the same for me. But if the tail is like wagging, that means they're happy. Though I don't really know about cats because I don't think cats wag their tail. But if
I'm
they're
sure, yeah.
scared, then they have that tail up or like really inside.
Huh.
And then, yeah, I think
That's
all I know.
But sometimes dogs growl when they are angry, of course.
Yeah.
But have you seen during playtime also, Google growls? When he's like
Yeah.
very happy, he just growls a little. That's a playful growl. Yeah. And then sometimes when they're very happy, they have that high pitch
Yeah.
bark. So it doesn't sound like a dog bark. It just sounds like a puppy.
Like this.
Yeah, they
But
do
it
that.
sounded like a squeaky toy.
Karma loves squeaky toys also.
Once I pranked her and said squishing her body and made the squeaking sound, and she thought she was a squeaky toy.
You were pushing her.
Yes.
Did she understand what was happening after some time?
No, she didn't. She thought she herself was a squeaky toy, and she started biting herself.
But I like, because Karma likes squeaky toys so much, I like when we play that hiding her toy.
Yeah.
So when we hide it and we just squeak it a little bit, and then
Yeah.
she's like, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? That's a really fun game.
But sometimes it gets annoying because then she squeaks it in the middle of the night, also like, and then we have to put it on top of any shelf or something.
Yeah, I remember one night she got hold of her squeaky ball
Yeah.
at night. She gets very happy when she gets toys. So, if you could swap lives with either a cat or a dog,
Which one would it be?
yes, and why?
See, I'd be a cat for one day, and then a dog, and then a cat, and then a dog, and then a cat, and then a dog, and then a cat, and then a dog, and then a
Okay, but why
cat
why?
first.
Okay, why
So,
cat first?
because I've heard cats have like 9 lives or something, so I want to test that. And then cats also always land on their feet. And if I was a cat, then I would be scared of water and cucumbers. So I also want to see why that's so. And I want to see like how they like climb like so high, even though like they're this tiny.
Right.
They climb up to like the highest places in the whole world.
That is true, yeah.
Like for us, the whole world.
But what is it? I didn't get it. Cucumber and water?
They're scared of cucumbers and water.
Cats are?
Yeah.
Really? I did not know that.
Like I think so, probably.
But why cucumber? Do they not eat it?
I'm not sure. So I was watching a Dr. Binox video, and they said no one knows why cats are like scared of cucumbers, but they think that cats think that they are snakes.
Oh, yeah, it could be from maybe their
Ancestors.
ancestors. Yeah, it could be something like that. Yeah, you would understand that more, right? And why dogs?
And dogs, it's just because they're my favorite animal and they're very cute and they're
That
better
is true.
than
And you want to
cats.
be pampered
Yes.
the whole day. Just like our dogs are pampered and they just lay down on the couch and
Yes.
laze around the whole day and not go to school. For that one day, you would not have to go to school also.
Even if I was a cat, I wouldn't have to go to school.
That is true. That's also true.
But that's not possible. It's not even possible for me to have a cat because of you.
Why?
Because see, you are always like, I asked you, Mama, can I have a cat for my birthday? You said no. And then I said, Mama, today I had a dream of having 2 cats. And then she's like, that's a dream which will never come true. And then I said, okay, 1 cat. And then she's like, no, it's way too hard to manage.
Yeah, but that is true, right? We have 2 big dogs and
A tiny
you.
cat.
And we have you. So I have 3 kids to manage at home.
So,
And your dad also sometimes behave like a kid. So I have 4 kids to manage at home.
but a cat is tiny.
It is tiny, but let me take care of the cat.
I'll
also.
take care of the cat.
Yeah. And what about when you're in school?
You take care.
You take the cat along with you.
Okay.
You take the
But
cat.
Mama, please.
Okay. Well, think about it. You've already spoken to your dad, right?
Yes, he says it's fine.
He said it's fine. What kind of cat will it be?
A puffy cat, not like the long-tailed ones, like a puffy cat. Asteroid, for our neighbor's cat, somewhat like that.
Somewhat like that, yeah. But you have a cuddly,
Dog.
puffy dog, yeah.
But it's not tiny.
How do you think Karma and Google will feel if we get a cat?
I don't know.
Do they like cats? What do you think?
Karma is scared of cats, Mama. So she'll just stay away from the cat. Because Karma is also scared of a lamp.
She's scared of a lamp also, yeah.
Yes.
She's weird that way. Looking at her size, you
How
can
is
never
she
tell.
supposed to be scared of a cat and a lamp?
You know why she's scared of a cat?
Why?
So, Carlos, our neighbor's cat,
Yeah.
is very cute. But when we got Karma, and the first time she saw Carlos in our lobby, she was very happy and she went to meet him. And Carlos is a little weary. Like, he is cute, but he doesn't like being approached by
Yeah.
strangers. He likes us. So Karma went very close to him and started sniffing him. And then Carlos hit him. Pat, 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 pat. And then, but Karma still did not understand. She did that for 3 more times. So she has been hit by a tiny little puny cat for 4 times in her life. So that's why she's super scared of cats now. So she'll now see Carlos bark from a distance, but she doesn't go close to him. And it's kind of very silly because she's like 10 times his size.
Yeah.
And she is still
Like
scared.
Tom and Jerry.
Oh, exactly. Yeah, like Tom and Jerry,
But they're not cats. Wait.
mouse and cat.
Instead,
Huh.
instead of a mouse and cat, it's a dog and cat. But Carlos is Tom instead of being Jerry, even though Jerry is like
It's
smaller.
a smaller one. Yeah, yeah, true. So that's what happened with Karma. She has trauma. That's why. What if Google and Karma could talk for just 1 minute every day? What would you ask them?
See, I would ask Karma why she's like scared of the lamp and why she likes stones so much. Like stones are fun to paint on, but I don't think a dog can paint on stones.
No.
I'll ask Google why he's like annoyed by Karma
Yeah.
and like is there any food he doesn't like?
Why would you ask him that?
Because he loves food. Even after like having his food, he comes to my table, like the place where I'm eating food, and he starts sniffing it and starts looking at me and he wants the food. So one time you told me that one time you gave food to Karma and Google, but Karma didn't want the food, so she just left it there. And when you came out, Google was licking the bowl and he ate Karma's food.
Yes. Yeah, he did that. The bowl was squeaky clean. Okay, Mish. So now we have spoken so much about Karma and Google. Do you think of them as your pets or as your family?
Family, of course. I mean, like they are pets for others, but they are family too.
Yeah. And you call them your siblings.
Yeah, because they are.
They are. That is also true. How do your dogs show love?
So, Karma keeps like licking my face unwantedly from me, and it's just annoying because she keeps licking like for such a long time, for like 5 minutes straight, and even if it's on your hand, she licks it for like 5 minutes and then goes. And Google, when I'm watching TV, he comes in the couch with me and then pulls by his paw, pulls my leg and puts his head on like my chin on my
On your lap?
lap.
He does that. Yeah, I know that. He stopped doing that with me
Oh,
after you arrived. Yeah. What is something that our dogs do that like instantly makes you happy? If you're like very sad or upset, something that they do.
Karma jumps on the dining table,
Huh.
and when she's like really happy, she jumps on the dining table instead of like going under the table where dogs are supposed to be. She goes above the table.
Yeah. And I remember what she did a few days back when she was on top of the table and there wasn't
Oh,
much
yeah.
space. What did she do?
So there was like a box of Christmas ornaments, and she didn't like it there. So she just casually pretended that it fell down by accident and pushed it with her paw, and did it on purpose, but thought that we would think it's by accident.
Yeah. She pushed it down and then she very happily sat
Yes.
on top of the dining table.
Yeah.
Yeah. She thinks she's a queen.
Yeah. And for Google, he just licks me, but not as much as Karma. And he licks me, and when he knows I'm like sad.
So now that Google has grown a little older, he has started talking more. How does he talk?
By his mouth.
Yeah, but like, what kind of voices does he make? You've seen how he talks, right?
Yeah. So when he wants like love, he cries like, "Mm." And then after that, when he's just like fine, and he wants like attention and wants us to pet him, he doesn't cry. When he's not sad, he doesn't cry.
Yeah.
He just like calls us
Yeah.
to like pet him.
If Karma and Google could talk, what do you think they would complain about in our house?
First, Karma would want a trampoline.
Why? Why would she want a
So
trampoline?
she would be like this, okay? So she'll be like, guys, why don't we have a trampoline in our house? It'll be better. So y'all can stop complaining about me jumping everywhere. I'll jump on the trampoline. And Google would be like, why do you never give me that much as much food as I want? Because look, you all have so much food and even take more if you want, but why not me?
They would complain about it. That is actually fair, yeah. Okay, so we talked about what they would complain. But is there something that your dogs have taught you? They've given to you? Is there something?
They taught me that if someone is sad, you can go near them, but don't be like too annoying and like too happy. And don't try to cheer them up like just yet when they're sad. And if someone's angry, stay away.
Yeah.
And if someone's happy, go play with them.
Yeah. Anything else that you have gained because there are dogs in the house?
Immunity.
Immunity. Okay.
So you told me that if a person grows up with dogs, then they have
Yeah.
better immunity. But I
Yes.
don't understand how that works.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's what doctors say. That because kids were living in houses where there are dogs or any kind of pets, kids are used to germs around. So the immunity becomes better. And that's why as they grow up, they will fall sick lesser as compared to
I
other
didn't
kids.
get sick last year at all.
Oh my God, don't jinx it. Yeah, yeah. That is true. Do you think your dogs understand when you are sad or when you are tired?
Like, I don't think they understand. I don't think Karma understands when I'm tired, because she is happy whenever I'm home, and
Yeah.
she's like, she just jumps on me if I'm tired, jumps on me if I'm angry, but then she like understands later on that I'm angry or something. So and Google understands if I'm tired or not. Because if I'm tired, then I just slouch on the couch. Slouch on the couch, that rhymes.
It does. I think you're a poet.
No, you're a poet.
Oh. Yeah. Have you ever been angry at them? Can you think of
Yes.
some time when you were angry?
So Google, I was giving Google food when Google was there and not Karma, and Google just wouldn't wait. Google was just barking and everything, everything, and like for 2 times. I went to him and said, "Google, wait," and held his face 2 times. And no, I didn't hold his face yet. On the third time I held his face, I told him 2 times, "Google, wait, Google, wait." And then at the third time, I just got so annoyed. I held his face and said, "Google, wait." And he got so scared that he went to one place and just sat down and waited for his food.
Yeah. What did you do after that?
And then I said, "Okay, it's fine." Because I didn't like seeing him like that.
Then you went to pet him. I
Yeah.
remember that. That was also because you had never been angry at Google before that. And that was the first time that he saw you like that. So he was very scared. He's used to getting scoldings from me and Abhi. But he always thought that he could bully you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do whatever he wants with me.
Yes. So that one time he got very scared. But then after 2 minutes when he saw the food, he was happy and then started playing with you again.
Yeah.
That was like a learning moment for him. And so since you have been in our lives, you have always seen dogs in our house. Do you think the house feels different when dogs are not there?
When are the dogs not there?
Yeah, that's also true.
Wait, when they go for walks, it doesn't feel like that different. Because first I go on for only like 20 minutes. And then the fur is also there, so it doesn't get cleaned up that easily. So we have a sign in our house which says dog fur is just for decor, because it doesn't get out at all. They shed so much, it doesn't get out.
That is true. Yeah. I just remembered when we got Google, he was a little pup. And I used to be, of course, a little stressed and anxious because it was the first time I was managing a dog.
A dog.
Yeah. I used to be very stressed. And I used to think if we made the right decision, if it's not the right time, I'm not the right person. But I did love having him around. But when it all changed, there was a friend of ours, and so he visited us, and we opened the door, and little pup Google, he just went running towards him. And when they're little, they just try a lot, but they can't really run very fast. But he just went there.
Mhm.
And so our friend, he just looked at him and he said, you know, this guy is the light of your house. The house seems full of joy because he has been visiting us since forever. He never said that. And then I felt so like, oh,
Mm-mm.
that Google was very cute. So since then, I call him the light of the house. So that's what I think. I would feel very lonely if I don't have dogs.
Okay.
I need to hear that tap 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 tap. How do they walk?
Like
And
that's
especially like when you whistle, if they're somewhere around in the house, so you can hear them. If you call them, they're like. So that sound I really love. I would miss that. If they could make a rule for us, do you think they would want to change something in our house?
they would Google would want more food and
Oh,
Karma
that
would
is true.
want a whole new table and new chairs to nibble on.
Just to nibble and chew on them.
Yes, and even a new wall because she likes to chew on the wall too.
I know, yeah. You remember the kind of hole that she has made in one of our walls? Yeah.
That's in my room.
That's in your room. That's also in your room, I think. She has done that in our room also. Okay, now some finish the sentences, okay?
Okay.
Are you ready? Our dogs make me feel.
Happy.
That was easy. Dogs are family because.
They're my brothers and sisters.
Oh, that is true. Brothers and sisters are always family. Okay. Okay, now some would you rather.
Okay.
Yeah. Would you rather.
Have a cat or a dog? That's your first question.
That wasn't, but let's make it the first question. Would you rather have a cat or a dog?
I have 2 dogs, so right now I want a cat for my birthday, but I like dogs more than cats.
Okay, good. Would you rather spend a whole day playing with our dogs or get unlimited screen time?
Whole day playing with our dogs.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Otherwise, you'll get your tap
Wait.
for the whole day.
Unlimited screen time doesn't mean that I cannot play with our dogs. So unlimited screen time.
It is a would you rather question.
So
Just pick one.
unlimited screen time because that does not mean I cannot play with our dogs.
Okay. Okay. Would you rather get a lot of toys for our dogs or take them out to the beach? Pick one.
Buy a lot of toys for our dogs and then take those toys to the beach and go play with them on the beach.
But that is selecting both.
Yeah, but you can't see what I can do after that.
Okay. That's fair. So now, talking about how some people are a little uncomfortable around dogs. They are scared around dogs. There are some people,
Yeah.
right? You know them. Okay. Do you think is it okay to be scared of animals?
It's okay to be scared with animals, but it's not okay to be unkind to animals. So if someone's imagine that plant is an animal. So you can't just be like, hey, that's an animal, we have to fight them, and can't start like sumo wrestling them and stuff.
Who does that, Mish?
Like people who hate animals.
Yeah. They hit animals and oh, you mean that? Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't have to love them, but
Don't have to be unkind to them.
don't be unkind. Don't hate them. Yeah. Are you scared of any animal?
Like snakes and all those venomous creatures. Yes, because they can make you die.
So how would you behave if you see a snake?
I wouldn't like and punch it.
What would you do?
I've heard they give you like a warning,
Mm.
so I would like go away if I see a snake.
Hmm.
And if a rattlesnake is there, they make like a rattling sound, like
Is it?
yeah, because it's a rattlesnake, so it rattles
Okay.
and gives you a warning. So then I'd run away too because I think they're venomous too.
Oh, that's a warning sign.
I think so. They have venom at these teeth.
Ah. What are the other? Is that the only kind of snake? Rattlesnake. I didn't know that.
And there's a cobra and viper snake and a boa and all of that. I heard a viper goes all around your neck and squeezes it.
Oh my god, that doesn't sound good.
No, it's amazing, Mama. Obviously, it's not good.
Okay, so what should I do if I see a viper snake?
Run!
We should run. And what if it starts following me?
Then run faster!
How sorry. How do you think animals feel when they see a stranger?
Like, different animals feel different things.
Let's start with a dog.
A
Let's
dog.
start with a dog on like our community dogs, not our pet dogs.
So, some dogs wouldn't want to be petted and they would just like stay there. But some dogs would come to you and would want to be petted. So they would want love like that. So some dogs want like people, and some dogs don't.
How can you tell if a dog or a cat is nervous or scared or happy?
I'm not sure about cats because I don't have a cat because of you. But I think that dogs put their tail up or tail down if they're scared, and if they're like happy, then they wag their tail. Of course, I don't think cats wag their tail because I don't have a cat, and that's all because of you.
Yeah, I know.
Again,
You have reminded me many times, yes.
yeah.
Do you think animals can sense if somebody's scared around them?
Yeah. No.
No?
I'm not sure. But if like there's something happening and the person is like getting like really scared, yeah, they would. And then they would start barking too and all of that.
Yeah. I think animals can sense. You know, if somebody is a little anxious or restless or a little scared,
Yeah.
they also get the same energy. Like they take energy from you,
Yeah.
right? So they also feel they have their guards up. So they would not be very comfortable. So I think the best thing, if anyone is not comfortable with dogs, just maintain distance.
And
Don't
not
make
sumo wrestle them.
Not sumo wrestle, not hit them. Don't make an eye contact, maintain a distance, and just go away.
Yes.
That's the best thing to do. What do you think? Have you seen like people or kids or even grown-ups doing something around dogs which they should not? Again, talking about our community dogs.
Some people start imitating their dogs and start saying bhav, 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 bhav and all that. And it's not nice.
What do you think the dog feels?
They would feel like weird because who would want some random person imitating them?
That is true, yeah. Then they just get confused, they don't understand what is happening, and then they react.
Yeah.
What happens?
And then the people will say, "Oh my gosh, the dog attacked you," and stuff like that.
That is true. But dogs also they behave because of the surroundings, the
Yeah.
community dogs, what they have been through, what they have seen. So that's how they react. So that's why we have to be a little cautious around them, not tease them too much,
Yeah.
and be aware of their presence. So about our community dogs, do you have any community dogs? What do you feel about them?
Yeah, we have Kiko and Dash, and they are very naughty. First, they chased bikes, but only the people, if they know the person on the bike, they chase bikes, and then people think that they are attacking the person on the bike. But they're not.
But they are pretty naughty.
Yes.
What do you think about community animals? They so they don't have any homes, right?
Yeah.
Who do you think they belong to?
The whole community, except for the people except for the people who don't like them.
So they belong to everyone in our community.
Yes.
What do you think Kiko and Dash are most scared of?
Firecrackers.
Oh yes. What do they do when there are firecrackers?
They go under a car. I mean, Dash goes under the car. Kiko starts running on the road somewhere and then goes anywhere.
Yeah. What are some things that you can do or everyone in our community can do to be kind to animals, to community animals?
They don't need to feed them and all that, but they can at least show love to them.
We can just let them be a little open to the fact that the world is for everyone.
Yeah.
We can just let them live. Do you know animals know when somebody is being kind to them?
Yeah, because they remember if someone is kind to them. See, so when I go to my gymnastics class, there's a dog called Pintia, and he's very nice and all that. And he remembers us. We haven't fed him or anything. He just remembers us because we pet him and all that. So he remembers us because of that. And he sometimes even follows me inside the class.
He does that? Then what happens?
Then the teacher is always like, hey, he's coming in because of you, and everyone starts laughing and all that.
What kind of city do you want our animals to live in?
So first there'll be no trash, because then dogs would eat the trash.
That is true. Yep.
And no people spitting, because then all the dogs step on the spit and they don't know what it is, and then their paws become dirty.
Yeah.
And there'll be houses with beds and stuff inside, and they can go into any house, and if they want to share they can share. If they don't want to share, they can't share. They can't share.
They don't have to share.
Yeah, they don't have to share.
Yeah.
And yeah,
there'll be random houses on the streets for
Yeah.
the dogs.
and there'll be toys scattered everywhere. And if they want food, then they can go to any human, and the human should give them food. Otherwise, that's 1,000 gazillion rupee fine.
No. That'll be a very happy place for the dog.
Yes.
What name will you have for that city?
Dog world.
No. Okay, we have some rapid fire questions. Are you ready?
No.
You have to be very rapid.
Okay.
Okay. Big dogs or tiny dogs?
I have 2 big dogs, so I would want a tiny dog. But I also want a cat, because I want a tiny dog or a tiny cat, but I would want a cat. But right now, tiny dogs, but I like big dogs more than tiny dogs.
Would you rather speak dog language or every other animal language except dog?
Dog language. Because why would I want to know? Wait. No. I'd speak every other language and then ask the wolves to teach me dog language, because they also speak dog language. Probably.
Probably. But maybe not.
Then we'll learn it ourselves.
Would you rather have monkey as your pet or a koala?
A monkey.
Why?
Because see, koalas are very slow. And
But they're cute.
they're
I thought you
cute.
liked koalas.
They are cute and all, but they don't move that as fast as monkeys. And monkeys are fun. They hang from lights and stuff.
Yeah, that is true. Would you rather be lazy like a panda or slow like a sloth?
Lazy like a panda, because see, slow like a sloth, then you are just slow. So if you want to get to maybe here
Huh.
to there, and imagine you're this smaller sloth,
Yeah.
it'll take you 500 years to get there.
Yeah, that is true. But if you're lazy, you would never even want to go there.
At least I can do stuff fast.
That is fair. Okay, so now just to conclude,
Yeah.
complete this sentence, right? We all should love animals because
We should love animals because the world is for everyone, and some dogs and some animals don't like being touched. So even if you like the animal, don't go near it. But don't be unkind to animals. That's the point.
that's the point. Yeah, I think they make this world a better place.
Yeah.
You think so? Yeah. Love animals. Hi everyone, thank you for watching this episode.
And if you like this video, then share your comments and subscribe to this channel.
We'll see you very soon. The next episode coming in 6-7 days.
6, 7.